Hi guys, it's me, Miss Kanyale, and I'm back again, but this time to talk about the cell cycle. So what is the whole point of the cell cycle? Well, you start off with one cell, usually a body cell with 46 chromosomes, and you end up with an identical copy of that cell. So you end up with two cells that are exactly the same, that both have 46 chromosomes. Why do cells go through this process? Three reasons: to grow. So why you look like the way you do is because your body has been going through the cell cycle and you've been adding more and more cells. To replace any cells that have died, or to repair cells. So like when you get a cut, your body has to go through the cell cycle in order to repair those skin cells. So what happens in this process? Well, we start off with one cell. Let's take a look. We got our one cell. So now the very first process of this entire cell cycle is interphase, and there are three parts of interphase: G1, S, and G2. Oh, there it is. Alright, so let's start with G1. In G1, we have our cell. It starts doubling in size, so it gets bigger, and it starts making copies of all the organelles. And this is important because in the next phase, S, which stands for synthesis, the DNA that's inside the cell is going to double because we need copies of all the DNA for the new cell that's going to get made. After that, the cell is getting ready to divide. It has copies of all the organelles, okay, and it's ready for the next part of the cell cycle, which is mitosis. Now, an easy way to remember mitosis is the acronym PMAT. So P for prophase. So as you can see, the DNA, which looked like all those squiggly lines, has now gotten really, really tight and has formed chromosomes. Okay, we've seen these chromosomes before. So in prophase, that's when the DNA becomes chromosomes. Then in metaphase, the DNA is going to line up in the middle of the cell. They're going to get pulled apart in anaphase. So if you can see here, these are spindle fibers. These are kind of like strings that are going to pull the chromosomes. And then telophase, which is the last part of mitosis, where you have your chromosomes at opposite ends of the cell, and then the nucleus is going to form again around both those sets of chromosomes. And then finally, the last part of the cell cycle is cytokinesis. And this is when the cytoplasm is going to pinch and you end up with your two identical cells. So that's the cell cycle. Stay tuned for another screencast that talks about what exactly is going to check these cells. Those are checkpoints. Stay tuned.